Welcome to tackTV on another movie discussion, which we are doing Ghost in the Shell today. With me is
Kellen,
Matthew,
Trevor,
and I'm Andrew, and let's get cracking into this movie.
So,
Let's give a synopsis first.
before you do that, we need to know everyone's background on the source material, because today's theme is live-action reboots of animated things. And Ghost in the Shell is recent, when we all saw together. I know Andy has a lot to say about it.
I've seen every animation there has been, every movie, every series. I was really hyped for this. I've even read the first manga. I have not read Ghost in the Shell 1.5 or 2.0 in the manga format, which I know are completely different than anything else. So,
And Trevor, about you?
Well, how I got into Ghost in the Shell was pretty much from Standalone Complex, and when it showed on Adult Swim about, wow, that was a few.
they had it airing
was
for
way
at least
back.
like 2004 and onwards.
Yeah.
Possibly earlier.
And that's how I got into it, and it was really interesting about it because about the cybernet, cyborgs and all that, something like that, and just learning about are you still you?
And Matt, what about you? What's your experience?
So I knew nothing about Ghost in the Shell for the longest time. Like I thought, I saw it on Toonami. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go watch that.
And then I finally talked
and
him
then
into
he's
it.
like, he talked me because we were in FYE.
Both of us.
And they both talked me into buying the original movie, and I bought the original movie. I watched it, and I was like, this is amazing because it reminds me so much of The Matrix.
And we're like, this is what made The Matrix.
It's like, well, how is this possible? This is awesome. So that's how I first got into it, was because they talked me into buying the first movie. And then I've just been slowly progressing because I work a lot. I've been slowly progressing through watching everything.
Give it time. Give it time.
As for me, I have absorbed zero Ghost in the Shell media. The only thing close that I've seen is The Matrix. And man, these new wooden chairs sure are fucking loud, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
they're loud.
stop scooting around.
But anywho, I have not seen anything but this movie in terms of Ghost Shell, but it does get me excited to see the original source material, because from Andy's initial reaction from the movie after seeing it, I have reason to believe that the original is much better.
By far.
So Andy, why don't you go ahead and say your main complaint about the movie itself, because you had a big one.
It seems like every time I've seen out of any of the Ghost in the Shell format, whenever it goes into more of a background showing the upcoming of how the characters become them, or like, basically kind of giving them a beginning, they never can get it right. And this one really does not get it right. By far. They completely ruin and miss the whole main idea of what Ghost in the Shell is by giving us a shitty plot that really ruined the movie and immersion for the people. It's not the worst though. Honestly, there was a post I saw on Facebook, and it was an image showed Aang and next to his movie, and it was man, my movie gave me cancer, and then it shows Goku in bed, and he's like, I feel you, bro. And then it shows Aaron from Attack on Titan, and he's like, oh no, I'm scared. But actually, Attack on Titan movies, live action is really good. Then it goes to the Major, and she goes, man, I missed a bullet there.
Then you see,
and I'm like,
then you see the guy from
it's
Death Note. You see the guy from Death Note with like a sniper dot on his forehead. Because what they're doing with that is actually whitewashing.
Oh yeah,
that is
totally all the way whitewashing.
Light Turner is what they're calling the original guy. They're freaking making it like in America. That's a whole nother discussion though. It's a whole nother discussion. We're talking about Ghost in the Shell. The whole thing about whitewashing is I do not know the source material as well as you do. However, from my experience with this movie, it feels really odd that I knew her name was Makoto Kusanagi.
Yes.
That was her name. In this movie, her name isn't Makoto Kusanagi.
No.
And that was really weird because
it led into more of a plot.
spoilers. Don't say anything, man.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get into that later.
Yeah, we'll get in that
discussion.
soon.
But
soon.
it seems like, especially with a lot of plot elements, it would have been better for the plot if they actually did cast a Japanese actress.
For this time around, yes.
Because for what they focused on was seemingly because due to the casting decision, and it seemed to alter the message of Ghost in the Shell, which from what you said is it's the story is about, are we still human even though we're in a future where our whole body is no longer human.
Yes,
right? Where
that's the whole idea of
ghost
what
in the shell,
ghost,
soul in
yeah.
a robot body, and it does mention the ghost a lot. That's like a very central theme.
I felt I wished it would have mentioned it a lot more and gave more of an in-depth explanation on what they meant by ghost, which you get more or less in the original adaptation or original animation.
Because it really did go into how it can be manipulated. That was really used how
I think it was forceful in this one though.
Yeah, very forceful.
it was like very. And they mentioned that at this point she's being used, like she is a weapon for both the robot company and for the Section 9.
Yeah.
And it makes it very clear that if they want to do anything, she has to give her verbal consent. And then there's points where they go against that, and it's like they set up though that she has to give. It's so. I'm losing my train of thought here. But
see, there I believe is where they were kind of stretching, because they stretched out to multiple different parts of the Ghost in the Shell. One I saw that they mainly stretched out to was the original anime adaptation, the movie, and then I noticed like that segment where she starts having mishaps, and also how she has to sign her name from everything. That was stretching out to the Arise series, which isn't the best out of any of the adaptations. But that was one thing I noticed, and I was not very much of a fan of that.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you think about the whole ScarJo being Kusanagi thing?
Well, I'm gonna let Trevor go because my opinion's different than everybody else's. So.
Oh, really?
Really? I mean, you can go ahead right
No,
now.
go ahead.
You go first, Trevor. He's giving you the floor.
Like for Scarlett Johansson.
It's like she's the main lead. We're gonna go into
I mean,
that.
she tried. She did. She tried, and I know she said, "I'm not fit for this role." She literally said that. And I can believe every word for it.
But see, the weird thing about that is she said that
They kept pushing the money and raising.
like,
Yeah,
she's
they
not,
did.
she's
They
not
did.
fit for the role. Why'd she take the role? She got
Well-
paid big bucks. Is that why?
Yeah, it was pretty much paid in big bucks.
It was.
But I believe she did put her most effort into portraying the Major, and I honestly thought by the end she was showing actual,
But
like
only at the end.
at the very end you saw her actually portraying the Major as the Major is portrayed.
Mhm.
But anywhere before that, she did not portray the Major
'Cause-
whatsoever. She portrayed more of a robotic kind of.
Because technically she wasn't even the major.
Yeah,
the whole time.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Spoiler.
She wasn't. It's
But
like
not too much of a spoiler.
Like whenever we get into really plot details, we'll say spoiler.
And-
We're going to
and,
plot.
like there's some moments into this that, like you said before, she almost looked like she was gonna cry.
Yeah,
And,
like,
like-
it
and,
was
like-
a constant of that and being sad that really irritated
And
me
you're
about
like-
the whole
Because
movie.
when is supposed to be like emotionless.
No, she's
No.
not supposed to be emotional. She's supposed to be headstrong, extremely like
Assertive.
assertive. She's really into herself. She believes she
And-
is the best of the best, and she has that personality. Like, even though
And
I may not know I'm human, I'm still fighting for
Yeah.
what I believe in. And you can just see it in her face.
and like when we saw this movie, I can tell Annie and I were like, this is not the Major that we know.
Until the end, apparently.
Yeah, till the end, it fits it, and we just wish it could have been like that for the whole movie, and it didn't.
Now, Matt,
Matt.
what's your opinion on the major in this movie?
Okay, so I'm basically the only one that appreciates action movies for what they're made for.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's
No.
You're
Let
on
me,
the topic.
let me finish. No, let me finish my let me finish my train of thought. Thank you, sir. No, they tried to do an origin story, which I was proud of them for trying, but they fucked it up.
Say it.
I understand they fucked
That
it
was
up.
the word I was
So
looking
B
for.
for
But
effort.
but as long as I was happy that ScarJo was in there, because she's one of my favorite female actresses.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Lucy Liu should have done it, but that's just me.
Lucy Liu?
She's Chinese.
No,
isn't she?
she's Japanese.
She's Japanese. I think she's like half or something.
She's half Chinese,
Yeah.
half Japanese.
Her character in Kill Bill was half Chinese, half Japanese.
Oh
She's
shit.
actually half Chinese, half Japanese. But that's beside the point. But if
I loved her in Charlie's
if-
Angels though.
She was in Charlie's Angels?
Yeah.
yeah,
I didn't know that. I didn't watch the movie.
I actually enjoyed the movie for what it was. I'm sad they didn't get the adaptation correct because I know they were trying to, but they didn't do it properly.
So you like the effort put into an origin, because like an origin story for the major
But
hasn't been
that's-
done.
that
in
was-
Ghost in
that
Shell
was the
before.
origin
Only
story.
once, and that was the Rise series, and
But you
it
said it was
just
crap.
Yeah.
It-
The
it-
layout was crap.
it
The
tried-
characters weren't
It
as
tried
interesting.
to like keep the audience captive by making an origin story for the major.
No.
Because I think they're gonna go through and try to like sit down and think about what they did wrong, hopefully,
And
if
make a
they
new movie.
if they make a new and better version of the movie, that'll be great.
I'd be happy.
What if it's like the backlash to this movie is so strong they don't make another one?
Then that would be okay.
They make more animated Ghost in the Shell stuff.
Well, here's the thing where you were coming at, Matt. I give props if you're going to give an origin story. I give props to that. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to create your own story of an adaptation, which every adaptation has been different but kept elements in, don't you dare try to rip off the original
This is true.
animation
This is true.
and giving us exactly screen by screen
but
play.
still.
And if you do that idea, I believe that you should just stick by an actual reiteration of the original and just made it screen by screen. I would rather enjoy that
This is
than
true.
adding in this shitty
Now,
origin
speaking
plot.
of
This is
screen by
true.
screen, maybe we should lead that into visuals. Talk
Yeah.
about the visuals.
Oh, the visuals were okay. I hated CG, but everything else that was real, I loved the visuals.
I thought that it was shot really well. I thought
Totally.
the way that things
Continuous
happened.
cameras.
Yeah, that was really
it
fun.
kept to the actual Ghost in the Shell.
I thought the
It
action
did.
was
It
framed
did.
really well because usually, like in action movies, it's all shaky. But here, I felt like you could keep track of the action pretty well. And whose fucking phone is
That's
that?
my phone.
I want you to fucking throw your phone on fire, Andy.
Thank you.
I want you to put it on silent.
But
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get
he's
a call.
getting up.
Alright,
But
then.
I thought. Like I keep saying, I keep hogging the mic, but it's I thought that although I thought they were pretty, all the shit in the city felt like it was sensory overload almost. Like it was too much going on in
And-
the city.
And for the original, it didn't look like that because the original looked very dull.
And it's supposed to
It's
be
more of a dystopian cyberpunk.
Yeah, but I feel like they might have just thought the
not
idea is
dystopian.
that the movie might not be as well when they did that. So I'm guessing that's why they did it. But yeah, I can
Isn't it supposed to take place in like 2025?
Around those
somewhere around that
years.
time.
In the 2020s.
I don't think in 2025 we're gonna have all that.
holograms and all that and everything.
I mean, they're working
That's
on
They're
them,
working
but
on it, but it's gonna take
it's gonna
legit
take a
science
while.
to
Yeah, I think
finish it.
it's the perception of 2025 from when the original was created.
Well, the original didn't have any all that
No.
CG hologram stuff.
No.
It actually kept
It's
more
just
of
Hollywood be like,
it
add
just-
more lights,
yeah,
make
yeah.
it pretty.
But yeah,
it looked like a shitty Tokyo, and it just
yeah.
Shitty Neo Tokyo.
George Lucas called it
Yeah.
like special effects back.
But yeah, I can agree with that. It felt very overloaded on your sensories on this.
okay. Well,
I did visually. I did like the one robot's costume.
the robot. You mean the one?
The
that
one
was
that-
like talking?
Oh,
to
you mean the
Major as she
geisha?
get in her body.
Yeah,
fixed?
I
Okay,
love the
yeah.
geisha's costume because
Oh.
the geisha's costume, I loved every little bit of it because they made the eyes completely solid black with a purple
Yeah.
ring in the middle. That was it.
And then
whole
like they got on like all fours and
Yeah.
they had like this freaking creepy alien mouth that latched
And
into,
that's
like,
I
people's
felt like-
necks.
that gave me a Silent Hill flashback.
I
Oh,
felt
yeah.
like those were nodding off to the puppets off of Ghost in the Shell 2,
Mm-hmm.
which mainly revolved around Bato in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was really cool.
Speaking of
I
Bato,
enjoyed
he's the guy with the eyes, right?
it. Yes.
What made you mad about the movie?
Okay.
me off.
Me and Andy.
Okay, we're gonna be
We're
spoiling.
going to supporting character territory.
We can't.
It's not. Is it spoilers about this for Bato? Should we save it?
Yeah, because it was in the middle of the
I think you
movie.
can talk about what's your opinion on this Bato
Yeah, like,
versus
um,
the main Bato? Because he's like he's
I
basically
liked
the
his
only other main
personality.
character.
His
I liked
personality was good.
personality. It was really
Yes.
well done. I thought he did a halfway decent job as Bato. I had not as many complaints. I thought he was a little flirtatious, too much
too
for
much, too
for
much.
Major. I know he does flirt with the Major in some of the iterations, but I think he was a little.
In the original
too
movie,
much.
he does flirt with her.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
it's serious
but,
flirting.
But hints of it too.
And I was kind of disappointed that on their more in-depth talks to each other, you know,
Yeah.
where they were like really getting deep.
Yeah.
It wasn't as deep as the older movie. That was my only thing. I was wanting a little more deep.
Yeah.
But
it's-
can we move on and just state whether we recommend going to see this movie in theaters? Because it's still in theaters.
One more thing though about the movie. Well, two. There's two things that are important. One is the villain. What did you guys think of him?
No.
I didn't like it because they pushed off the Laughing Man for
They
this
did.
guy,
Yeah.
and the Laughing Man's really supposed to
and
be the villain.
for me,
in a
coming from
sense.
Standalone Complex,
Isn't he also a white guy? Isn't the villain?
Laughing or
No,
the
in-
white
in the
the
movie,
villain?
in this
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, he's white.
yeah, pretty much. And coming from Standalone Complex, the Laughing Man,
Oh yeah.
and that's I love that character. I do, and it does
just did
piss
it
me
wrong.
off that they threw this character out the window
I thought they were gonna like infuse the story of how the Major like fuses with the Laughing Man and then just leave section out. I thought they were gonna go that
Are you
route.
spoiling
but
the
then I was
regular
like,
Ghost in the Shell now?
well, it's the Ghost in the Shell and standalone complex. Everybody's pretty much seen them, I believe. And if you haven't, well, I'm sorry. Okay. Spoiler.
but-
they fuse. But they wind up in different spots. One, the Major actually does something else, and the Major does something else another. Okay, so they don't take the same route after they fuse. It different.
So, consensus villain sucks.
Yes.
What the other villain? Not spoilers. Other villain is spoilers?
No.
Other villain?
There's a second villain. He's like
Oh,
main
yeah,
villain.
yeah.
He's like the main villain.
Wait, oh, I thought you were talking about that one. I thought you were talking about the white one. I thought you were talking about the one that owned the corporation.
Well, they're both white.
I'm sorry, you haven't seen the original. I understand. He was talking about the Laughing Man beforehand.
Wait, is
I'm
that the
sorry.
Laughing Man?
That's
Yes,
the
it
Laughing
is.
Man.
Is he,
But they didn't call him the Laughing Man. And
They didn't.
was he good in this
Why?
movie?
He was good.
Really?
And
No, he was a good guy in this
Oh.
movie. He wasn't
He's
technically
he's
bad.
supposed to be a good guy in this movie.
He's kind of good, kind of bad. It's complex.
So yeah,
Same
two
like
villains.
complex.
like
Yeah.
There you go.
No,
I felt like the villains centered around the
I didn't like them.
how they changed the themes based on like what they how they did the Major carried over into the villains, why they're there and their motivations.
I thought the villains extremely sucked. I hated them. I did not like them
They-
at
they
all.
felt
They
dull,
did not
they felt-
portray the villains that I wanted to portray.
Okay.
disappoints me.
Second.
There's one more thing,
Mhm.
and this revolves around Section 9, the team, because
God.
going into this movie,
You were expecting them all.
they're supposed to be this cool team of badasses. What do they do in the movie?
Saito snipes someone.
One thing. Does one thing.
true.
Banto is there the whole movie.
Yeah.
He's basically there the whole movie, and he's the only
Major
one.
was there.
There's the really and
Togasa killed someone
Yes.
Yeah, Togasa.
while he was drinking coffee.
I'm glad they gave Togasa his hair from like the original movie.
Yeah, Togasa was really. I thought he was pretty
And
portrayed
his
well.
and his revolver.
Yes.
Yeah.
because like
But they never.
It's
what-
Montaver.
from what I've been told is that in Ghost in the Shell, a majority of them are full prosthetic.
Yes,
full
yes.
cyber-
All of them.
Se-
But
Except Togasa.
Except
and
Togasa
that-
and Armand.
And that was what made the one guy Togasa. That's what made it the contrast that he was like I'm fine being fully human. That's what made him really interesting. But now that Major's the only one that's full cybernetic, and then everyone else isn't, it loses that. Like he is just a guy now. He isn't as cool. Like everyone else has a few cybernetics, but him just being a regular human isn't that special anymore.
Now, the one thing I did enjoy was Saito's character.
Yeah.
Because only one line, which he had, and it was hey Togasa, how come you don't go full prosthetic? And he's like, well, I don't care about getting my liver changed to drink more. And he's like, oh, it's more fun though. And that's it. And I'm like, I know Saito. Literally, that was one of his comments in one of the Ghost of Shells, is that he literally got through cybernetics also, and he was really hyped about it because he was able to drink as much beer as he wants.
Okay, so I think. Do you think we've brushed up enough on this movie to where you can
Yeah.
give like a final verdict?
I think so.
Let's go around. Matt, you first.
Why me?
Go.
Okay.
So what do you?
So my if you're a big fan of action films like I am and appreciate them for what they are, go see it. But if you're more of an annotative, I'm gonna fucking sit here and butt hurt the whole entire fucking movie, don't go watch it. Okay? That's my opinion.
Now, are they more butthurt because they're a fan of Ghost in the Shell?
No, if you're gonna sit there and annotate the freaking movie just because Scarlett Johansson's in it, or the actor for Bato, he was in a couple other movies too. If you're gonna sit there and annotate the movie just because they're in it, don't go watch this fucking movie. Just don't. Go watch it if you like action films. That's it.
Basically.
And
So
this movie.
If you like action movies, go see it.
Okay, wait. I got a question for Colin before I stop.
What's up?
Would you watch Ghost in the Shell by watching this movie?
Yes, because
That is the whole purpose of this movie,
Yes, it
Andy,
is.
is to get people
so
into
by
Ghost in the
giving
Shell.
a bottom line, and it's only up from there.
Yeah, because there was an argument in the car about that. Like,
Because
I was literally
that was-
at everybody's throats, ready to kill them,
that
because
was-
they wouldn't stop arguing with me. I'm like, it is
there
meant to get people
There were
into
things I
Ghost in
liked
the
about the
Shell.
movie, but overall, I guess we'll move to me now. Overall, the movie bored me. It was really boring because it really focused on the Major and the one guy, the Laughing Man. Was he called Laughing Man in the movie at all?
He wasn't
No,
called it at all.
he
for
wasn't.
some
Like,
reason.
It started with an N.
Because it seemed to miss the whole purpose of it. Isn't like, are we human? It's about we are changed or something
Or
like
like we were kidnapped and put into someone else's body.
Yeah, and, like...
Oh, shit, spoiler.
Like, it seemed like it missed that central theme that made it really cool, and although the action was fun, the gunfights were fun and, like, well shot, overall, it was not that fun of a film. It was very, like, drab due to, as you mentioned before, Scarlett Johansson's performance. She's very sad and boring the whole time. She looks bored, and everyone else kind of, except Bato. Bato's the only one that I was like, that guy's fun.
And
so,
Aramaki was pretty badass.
So
Okay,
that was
listen.
because the actor behind him.
Look, Aramaki is not that much of a badass.
No, he is. No, he's more of a political badass than
Yes,
he is.
Okay,
Politically,
he's like,
yes.
you can't touch me, and I can get you no matter if you say you can't touch me, because
is that
I
the boss?
know people.
Is that the boss section
That's
9?
how
I loved
Aramaki
him.
is.
He was fucking awesome.
He's not a badass. He's not
not-
that much.
I
of a
loved him in the
badass.
movie. Don't give a shit. I never seen Ghost in the Shell.
You're gonna still
But I
love-
loved him.
You're still gonna love him in the
He
movie.
was
Okay, the whole
like
show.
him being this badass old man.
Andy, would you want people to go see this movie? Final verdict.
Mine was no. By the way, watch Power Rangers instead.
I would say no, but if you later, like when it comes out on DVD and you're able to get the DVD copy, which usually is like what, $10 or
rent
so.
it.
Rent it. Unless it's got some really good like actual extra content that shows like how they kind of like worked with the original content. I would say get the DVD so you can see like that cool extra features. But that's about it. Or if it comes on Netflix or something, as long as it comes on anything else that you don't actually have to put a lot of money to, check it out. And then go watch the original. Or skip it and go watch everything else that goes in the show.
Trevor, what do you think about this movie as a final verdict?
Nothing sparked in it for me.
Really?
Because I don't, like, yeah, they showed the eye candy CG, but still, it felt no spark. Not like how the old movie did. The old movie is like,
Getcha.
I guess that's why I can appreciate the old movie more, because with all the dullness around you, all these characters are so unique in their own way that they shine.
Mhm.
They do. For seeing the movie, if you want to get in Ghost in the Shell, I guess you can see it, but I would just go for more of the older movie, yeah, and like for the newer movie, just rent it or something, yeah.
Although, if you do live in Fairmont and you want to go to there, I recommend just going to watch it there because it's like
Why
$5.
are you saying like if you live in Fairmont?
Because it's like $5.
What if someone like is
It's
not even
fine.
around here? They don't know what Fairmont is. Go see if you're in
If
the
you're in
theater.
Fairmont,
If your
West
theater,
Virginia,
if your theater, okay, is selling tickets for $5 or less, go for
see
it.
it on a discount night is
Yeah.
basically what you're saying.
Don't buy it on
But
Laserdisc.
I think-
they ever did
so I
Laserdisc.
think-
Also, whenever Trevor was mentioning about the original Ghost, the thing about the original Ghost in the Shell is those scenes where it really got pumped up in the real movie.
Oh yeah,
Those were the scenes that were, were really well done in the anime a lot more. And the thing about it was the anime is very long and it is dragged on a bit. So there is moments where it's like kind of like calm.
Mhm.
So it's not as like constantly action packed, bum bum. No, it's equally a long, lengthy, calm psychological film with some really badass moments
And there's-
that rewards you if you sit through it all the way.
and there's another thing about this film that, you know how some of the scenes you've probably seen in the original get to at that point, they'll rush it, scene, then rush it again
Oh yeah.
to that scene.
Oh, do you like the
from
iconic scene?
From an iconic scene, and that's what kind of kills it. But there's some moments where it doesn't do that, so there's not really a good pace for this movie.
No.
Really not.
Okay. Well,
So are we gonna get into spoilers now?
let's go into spoilers now. Also, Kellen, one thing I want to know: can you tell me where possible iconic scenes were
In this movie?
from guessing?
In the movie, what scenes were iconic? Okay, so her fucking jumping off the skyscraper. You fucking told me that's
Yes.
like the
That,
Ghost in the Shell
that is the
thing.
main one.
The tank, the spider tank.
Yes.
Oh, that was a fucking badass scene.
Yeah.
That was actually really
Okay,
fucking awesome.
I'll give the movie props for that.
I was so glad because they really put in definition on her muscles, just like contorting and
And they
coming
fucking
in.
like snap too. Like she's just getting
Yes.
so
And
fucking hard.
They did it so well that it really, if you would put it side by side, it would look
And
fantastic.
it kept it to the point where her arm just gets ripped off from just pulling this thing off.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Now continue.
What, Matt, you want to say something?
Nope, continue.
Oh,
I'm
You
counting.
got two.
So iconic scenes. It's when she's meeting Laughing Man for the first time, and he's like connecting. And okay, how about that moment where she walks into the room where all the guys are like in a circle and their wires are in the heads? Is that iconic at all? No.
Come on, it was
It was
really
so- it
you
was a dead
praised
giveaway.
it for the slow mo, and I hated
Wait, the
it.
fucking water fight?
Yes.
That's an iconic Ghost in the Shell thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you got I think 2 more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it when she mine dives in that one lady?
No.
I don't know, just tell me.
Okay.
What am I missing?
The other times is whenever the garbage men were driving around and they later bring him back and he's like his memory was actually like hacked. Another time is whenever well, it's kind of the tank battle, but also the moment where they're laying there and then they're about to try to kill the major as she's laying with the laughing man and Saito comes in and snipes the other dude before he can. That was the other iconic. Oh, and also
It's like he thought he was saving her.
the ending where she actually jumps off and does the face thing and disappears. That's the real iconic. That's like
Okay.
the big iconic.
So, no, we're gonna dive into spoilers. So if you're unaware, this is
If
where.
you don't know if you haven't watched this movie,
Okay.
stop now.
I mean, then again, we gave us spoilers running a bit ago
Yeah.
before I started doing the guessing game. But I think that fight was really cool though. The water fight,
We're fighting.
the slow mo.
The only time it slows mo, really. Oh, slows mo's. But the only time it goes slow in the animation is whenever she does the roundhouse kick. But it doesn't just slow mo. It actually re-goes over it like bam, 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 and then it slows down like that. So it does like a cool like you see the impact like 3 times, and it really just captivates how hard she kicks him.
We haven't gotten real spoilers yet. What's something we can really dig into this movie?
The secondary villain,
yes.
the one who owns the corporation.
The robotics corporation guy, and how he
Was
he
born.
thinks he owns the major because he made her body.
And there's another one, and there's
there's
The
another-
major. Yeah, let's just jump into the really big one. The major was actually an Asian girl who was kidnapped for being a freedom person who would go to riots and stuff and do like freedom rights
And
against
she lived with like a bunch
cybernetic
of
bodies.
She lived with a bunch of homeless people in a
Yeah,
a
they-
house in the middle of
They
nowhere.
were protesting against cybernetics,
Yes.
and so she gets forced into being a
Cybernetic.
cybernetic.
And her mind's wiped.
in pretty much living with the Laughing Man, technically helping fight
Yeah,
the
she
company.
She didn't know she was the She didn't know that the Laughing Man was before her, and
Was a good friend of her.
yeah. She didn't know he was a friend of hers back when they were doing the riots. The thing about it that I hated was that plot idea, how they just kidnapped this Asian woman, shoved her in a white body,
lady.
had to make it a race thing, and it ruined the whole entire plot of Ghost in the Shell. Because
Wait, didn't she do it of her own free will? They didn't kidnap her.
no,
She was rebelling against cybernetics, and when they
The thing
came
about
to get
it-
her, they wiped her memory, and or was it like a house fire? They took the bodies after the house fire.
they took the bodies and there were like a whole riot thing, and then they dragged her and actually took her while she was alive, and she was trying to break away. But in the original, it doesn't really give as much information. She was always like this, and they always upgraded her body up till
Like
the
she
age
was one of the she was one of the first, wasn't she? One of the first to be upgraded full cybernetics.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time of her age that you see her in the original animation, Bato and everybody else,
Yeah.
full prosthetics was the thing. So they were full prosthetic.
What, isn't
Yeah,
the
but
major in
Major
like
was first.
isn't the major in the original movie like somewhere in her 30s?
Yeah, she was either 30s or
Her
like
body
late
age
20s.
was her body age 30 or was
No,
her
her
body
Her
body
body
age
age
was
is like
22.
20 something.
Her body age was
her mind age is
legitimately
30.
22.
Yeah. Bato, the thing about another spoiler thing that we didn't say in the beginning was Bato's eyes. In the movie, his
That
eyes
pissed me
came
off.
from an accident where an
Like
explosion
in the middle of the
happened.
movie.
Yeah, and he had to get his eyes, and he's like, "Oh, I picked these weird looking eyes because they look cool
They're
and they're
tactical.
tactical." I'm like,
X-ray even.
And
please, you originally had the eyes because you were a part of a ranger unit, and they helped with friendly fire, and they were tactical. Don't give me this BS where it came from an accident and you just had to get new eyes. Because if that's so, you could have got what the major has. The major had all pretty much also tactical eyes, and her eyes were like pretty awesome. So like, why would you go through the hassle of getting?
I
like,
remember
weird
that
button
moment in
eyes?
the theater. You and I looked at each other like,
You were so mad.
because
when-
we were
I mean,
just,
Bono's actor had
we
pretty
were-
eyes.
we were-
He had really pretty
we were-
eyes.
yeah.
He did.
Seeing them be gone was sad for me, someone who didn't know Bato's eye thing.
Yeah.
But
I liked that, but like now I see that it
we
wasn't
silently worded out
What I wanted to
WTF
see
to each
in a
other.
movie, this is just something I really wanted to see. Remember when, like from the original movie, when the major and like the puppet master were talking, it went on like an angle shot at their nose, and it made them look stretched out.
Yeah, like showing them like next to each other.
No, like
Like-
the camera shot on one face, it stretched out when someone was talking.
Yeah,
Like when the
what
Puppet
about
Master hacked the original, like the one prosthetic body.
it? Yeah, what about it?
When all she could see when someone got real close was just how the face was stretched. I wanted to see that.
Oh, you just wanted to see that kind of camera angle
Yeah.
of like
Like
how it did it.
I loved all the camera angles. Don't get me wrong, but if I saw that, I would have been like,
I would say my favorite was when they went to the apartment complex. There was a lot of good camera angles there.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, there was.
Another thing was, I'd say spoiler wise.
Like anything, you just want to get out there.
Oh, the moment where me and Trevor looked at each other, we're like, what? When everyone's like, Saito, take the shot. And I'm like, okay, we're going to get to see Saito. And then it's this black dude, and he's like, he pulls the shot. I'm like,
how's it going? And we're like,
okay,
what?
that's cool.
One thing,
And I'm like,
one thing that was actually weird in the movie was I know what they were going for, but it seemed to lack in presentation was when Makoto, I forget her fucking English name they gave her. They gave her
Miriam.
Miriam.
something stupid.
They give her some other name. This is Makoto. She goes to visit her mom, who is this like Asian lady, and like the Asian lady's like, you remind me of my daughter, and she Major's like, how? The way you look at me. And like it was just weird when you learn later that the whole Asian to white thing happened, and then like she goes to her own grave and her mom's there, and you see on the grave Makoto Kusanagi. They literally killed the character.
I'm sorry. It's really irking me because the one also thing that really killed the main plot to it was when they stated, well, the Major's the only full prosthetic person. Okay, so she has the right to be any race, color, whatever they put her as. Okay, why is everybody else different ethnicity? Since she's the only one who's full prosthetic, right? So how come
'cause like
we
in
got
the- in
all
the
these
anime-
other people who's
in the anime,
different
Bato's,
ethnicity?
Bato's an American model, right?
Yeah, they didn't explain his model, but basically,
I'm guessing.
why
he's an
is
American.
why is Bato white in this now? If he's not full prosthetic, why is Ishikawa his ethnicity when he is full prosthetic?
So it's just a mess all around.
Like
It
they
is.
really messed it up by stating
'Cause-
she is the only full prosthetic. If they would have went with everybody's fully prosthetic,
You know what?
then it would have been okay. I thought it would have been at least. I wouldn't say it would be okay. I would say it would have been at least better.
Because like on that, the only reason why I can accept that is because the creator himself was like, it's fine.
It doesn't matter.
And the only race that got right was pretty much Togusa.
Yeah, Togusa
and
was always
Aramaki.
Japanese
Because
because
you couldn't fuck.
Togusa
If
and
you fucked that
Aramaki.
up, they fuck up like a lot.
They
Togusa
did.
and
Obvious.
Aramaki
yeah,
was the only ones-
Aramaki's also.
Yeah.
The thing about Togusa is he has a little bit of cybernetics, which
He has
deal
a slight
with
brain augmentation.
brain augmentation, which allows him to sync
Communicate.
and communicate with people without talking. Which I was kind of disappointed they didn't use that a lot because
Um,
I was expecting them to talk,
mind comms,
communicate
yeah.
each other with their mind comms rather than talking at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Because they use that a lot in the
And Aramaki had his hand
that-
dogged.
And
So he could type with one hand and like do stuff.
I
with
did
the other.
like the actor. I can't remember his name. The actor for Aramaki actually was the teacher in Battle Royale.
Mhm.
He also did a lot of directing for movies in Japan
He was
over
also.
the 80s,
He's also.
and a huge influence for Quentin Tarantino movies.
Yes.
So Quentin Tarantino pulls a lot of his movies from all his movie ideas and like gimmicks and everything from this man, and I can't remember his name is.
Because
I'm
he's
so
also
sorry.
in one of his movies too.
Possibly.
I just have to rewatch them all.
But
There's-
yeah, I really thought that was the only problem in the movie is the subplot of the origin story. I thought that ruined it because it's not about race. It's about what makes us human. And I really dig that about this. I love the idea of cybernetics, but I want to know if I get put in a cybernetic body, am I still human? If my brain, how can I tell my brain is really cybernetic and not just a mechanical thing with all my memories just implanted into it? Would that still make me human? That's what the idea of Ghost in the Shell was. They completely trampled over that.
I'm glad that you mentioned that point that they missed the point with Ghost in the Shell, the movie. So that can lead us into our fuller discussion, or our second part two, rather. I wouldn't say fuller because I think the majority of this is Ghost in the Shell. But now I think it's a good time to move on to the live action adaptation part. How much time we got, Trevor? What's on?
It's on 30 something.
It's only like
35.
going on
It's
35
only been
minutes.
35 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, we got plenty of time. But now we're gonna move on into live action adaptations in general.
God.
And Andy mentioned a few earlier. Let's name one of them. What's one of the adaptations that they really bastardized?
Let's go with the number one, Dragon Ball.
Wait, Dragon Ball you think is the worst adaptation? Well,
Yes.
Yeah,
it is.
How
Yes.
can you turn it into a high school like somewhat sci-fi action series? I don't know what they did.
We're not gonna go
I didn't
as-
watch it.
We're gonna go as in depth.
I watched it.
I
It's-
did.
It's
an
obvious that
eyesore.
there's
It
this like they just miss both the point and they get
Guess
the
what they
wrong
tried to do
people
in
to
that
be every
movie, too.
character.
Now, if you want a case of whitewashing, there you go.
Hey,
Same
hey,
with
guess what-
Avatar.
guess
There
what-
are no white people in Avatar.
Guess what they did in Dragon Ball 2? Origin story.
And
They
was
fucked it
shit.
up.
Yeah.
Well, let's see, Matt. Here's the thing: they tried to make an origin story, but it missed everything DBZ
Yeah,
was.
and
Yes.
not-
You can't even say like it was an origin story. They
not
tried, but
only
they
that-
fucking missed. They missed the whole
That's
point.
why I said
And
they
the
fucked it up.
huge time jump and
Yeah.
everything, because you
Yeah.
know Goku was a kid when he started his thing.
Yeah.
And he was already an adult in this part, meeting Master Roshi and just fighting Piccolo.
Yeah, like he
but
met
that's
Master
like
Roshi when he was like what, 6,
Oh
7?
my
yeah, but
gosh.
he didn't meet Piccolo till he was like in his teens.
See now.
Well, when he was a kid, he did fight him.
10.
But
He
it was
10.
it was Piccolo Jr. that he fights when he was a teen. That's the Piccolo
No,
that
because in
It
the
is.
original Dragon Ball, he fights King Piccolo.
that's how I meant. He
Yeah.
fight him as a kid and then
Yeah.
killed him.
and then
and
he
Piccolo-
fights Piccolo Jr. as a teen.
Yeah, which is the Piccolo that we know today.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's continue on to this.
With
Another one would, or you wanted me to name off another adaptation besides?
just okay, so we know that there are bad ways to do adaptations. We've just listed two very talked about movies that suck and miss the entire point. What is a good live action adaptation of an animated property?
Mortal Kombat.
No, that's a video game.
Well, we're not doing video game adaptations. We're doing animation. We're doing like animated stuff in particular.
There's
Um,
actually animated shows in Japan for Mortal Kombat.
let me
But
see.
that's
I
besides
know,
the point.
But that doesn't count.
Let me see here. I know,
Like,
I know some.
We could talk about the Disney ones, like how they're doing Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella. that
yeah,
sort
we
of stuff.
could have.
Like I didn't see.
Okay,
Beauty and the
I
Beast.
saw Beauty and the Beast, and firsthand seeing the old movie makes me appreciate the old movie more because they went back and gave it such good elements, and I loved it to death.
Wait, what am I talking about?
But I like the originals better.
We're missing an anime right there.
Oh, okay, I can't
Edge
see
of
it.
Tomorrow, or
Yeah.
as we all know it as what is it called? You Need to Kill, which was it's a manga adaptation, but still, it still counts, I believe, since it's more of a Japanese being
Oh,
mixed
like,
over to
yeah,
American.
okay.
Yeah.
And the
yeah,
thing
it
about
does.
it is, no one complained about whitewashing.
I guess no one saw it.
Yeah, because
I saw it.
Nobody knows
I
about
loved-
no. Everybody's seen the
I guess
movie.
just
People
Ghost
saw
in the
it.
Shell was more prolific. Is probably why people actually knew what Ghost in
Because
the
it's
Shell
an
is.
iconic title. They
Yeah.
heard it, but they didn't know about
So
it.
since
This
no one
one,
knew
they
what this
did-
was, no one cared.
Yeah, no one cared that it was. So they were like,
But they-
okay. And then it got like 95 on Rotten Tomato.
It was a good movie.
No one even said a single word that it was white people. But this one, now, I would be okay if they gave the rating for Ghost in the Shell for what it was, if they rated it for the movie. But instead, their main complaints was all focused on whitewashing. And that's what really pissed me
But
off.
but as you mentioned, that did mess up the movie.
It did mess up the movie.
And
Because they made that as a main focus, and that should never be a
And-
focus.
And there's one movie that we can probably say that kind of did that, but it's a book adaptation.
Oh yeah, Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Because
No one
Katniss
said-
isn't white.
Right, yeah.
No,
No one-
Katniss like
Yeah,
really
no one said
dark
anything
skinned.
about that one.
At first they didn't, but later they did.
yes.
Yeah.
Now whenever I was speaking about Edge of Tomorrow, it's still a good movie.
Yes.
I still want to watch it really bad, but like, it just really irritates me
If
that
you're gonna
focus. And there's
whitewash, make a good
also
movie.
I also seen YouTubers who are of Japanese descent that kind of came over and adapted into our American culture to understand about whitewashing and everything.
Yes.
That had no complaints about Ghost in the Shell.
Mhm.
They just complained that it sucked as a movie. that was their whole thing. They're like, yeah, it's not whitewashing, but it did suck extremely.
So
And then I was like, okay, thank you for agreeing.
So yeah, adaptations that suck. But we haven't really and like you said, Beauty and the Beast made you appreciate
The old movie more.
more.
Okay,
So, but,
so,
like,
I heard it
basically
was
what this movie was supposed to do was, if you've never seen the original Beauty and the Beast, because it's supposed to open up to new audiences,
But what's
if
the,
you've never seen the original one, after you watch this one, go back and watch the original, because you'll appreciate it so much
But then
more.
again, with Lion King, they just re-released Lion King. it makes no point to make Beauty and the Beast live
They're
action.
making a live action adaptation of
I
Lion King.
know, but why make a live action remake if it's just to say, look at this old movie, it's awesome. The old movie is still there. You can still watch it. It's still
And they always
really
I have
good.
I have Beauty and the Beast on Blu-ray.
No, I
because
know
my
that's
sister
the
bought it.
whole point. Is like these, like have you seen the list of movies Disney's gonna remake? Not even anything super great besides and maybe Aladdin. I think Aladdin's gonna be awesome.
Okay, listen, Lion King. I have hopes for Lion King, but if they mess up Mufasa and Simba,
I
I'm
don't know how
gonna be
they'll do
pissed.
Aladdin.
Yeah, they,
Yeah, how are they gonna do Aladdin
'Cause-
without Robin Williams?
it's I know it's gonna be they announced it's gonna be Genie. I can't remember who it is. It's Will Smith is gonna be Genie.
No,
But
no, that'll fuck it up.
Oh.
okay, that's the thing with Disney. They're just re-releasing these or they're bringing out these adaptations, and then they're
make money.
re-releasing the animations on better
But
quality.
it's like-
But like, I can understand it for anime, where it's actually to get you to go see the original,
Yeah.
to go and look for it.
But for
That's more
Disney, they
understandable.
don't need to make these live action movies because they've already made these timeless classics. If they're really going to make a live action movie, they should make the movies
Okay.
that are better.
I want to
Treasure
know.
Planet,
I want to know.
Atlantis,
No.
Emperor's
Hey,
New Groove.
hey, hold on,
Those
wait.
would've been great.
Hold on. Okay,
Lilo
listen.
Stitch.
I want to see them make a Pocahontas live action adaptation. Everyone forgets about Pocahontas when they talk about Disney. I'm like, yes, you have Lion
1998.
King. Yes, you have Beauty and the Beast.
I don't know.
Yes, you have
And those are-
Aladdin.
and those are the ma-
Yes, you have freaking. What's that one?
Pocahontas just never
Which one?
seemed that. It was kind of like long.
Yes, you have
and
Aristocrats.
lackluster.
Yes, you
But
have.
why
a
have
whole bunch of other
Pocahontas
shit.
and you can have a Mulan?
Yeah, Mulan's like way better.
It is.
I disagree. I'm sorry. Okay, listen.
Come on, you
Mulan-
got nice singing. You got really
Hey,
cool
at
battle
least
scenes.
you it didn't get promoted for like a sauce. So
Yeah, we're getting the sauce back, people. I can't wait. I never tried it. I want to taste it.
Okay, listen. So
Morty, you gotta have the just one sauce, Morty.
you'll like. I'm glad they're coming out with all these live action adaptations.
Tim Burton's
But
Dumbo.
if they don't bring back freaking Pocahontas, because I've watched that movie religiously. I own it
don't
on
think that-
VHS. I own it on DVD. I own it on Blu-ray.
Don't worry.
If they don't make it, I'm going to write to Disney myself and be like, you need to make this movie.
There's gonna be
You'll get a letter
2
from me every freaking day until you do it.
They're making a Jungle Book 2, but I'm pretty sure Pocahontas was not on the list of movies they're remaking.
If they don't do it,
are they doing
I'm gonna be
Little Mermaid?
pissed.
They are doing Little Mermaid.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
a thing.
Oh, but it's not the original story. Tim Burton is doing this movie for Disney.
he's directing this one.
He's remaking The Little Mermaid. He is not following the original plot of the original movie. He is
Yeah.
completely redoing
Do
it.
you remember what happened last time Tim Burton remade one? Alice in
didn't come out
Wonderland? It
well.
sucked.
I liked Alice in
I
Wonderland.
didn't.
Fuck you.
It sucked.
Johnny Depp made the movie.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he
It
was.
was just weird and what's
Okay.
Speaking
okay.
of a Disney movie, I can't wait for the new Pirates of the Caribbean.
This is
but
true. Okay. Besides the point, back on topic.
and should we bring in video game movie adaptations?
Yes.
Yes.
Because
Yes!
those are very hit or miss and niche. Like Mortal Kombat is
It's so bad, but it's good.
It's because it actually pays tribute to Mortal Kombat really well.
Yes.
Like it has the exact
Me being the Mortal Kombat junkie in the group, I sat down and had Kellen watch the first one. I was telling him scene by scene and video game by video game what was going on through the
No
movie.
Mortal Kombat. It was all right. Like that movie was actually a really good video game adaptation.
And let's not forget about
It
the
is
cheesy
the
costumes
best.
that hits the ball pretty well
Yes.
with
You know,
it.
It is the best video game adaptation.
Well, y'all were looking back on that, like y'all did that hype you for the Mortal Kombat games?
Yes.
Or that,
Yeah.
So you actually saw it back when y'all were kids.
I played
Yeah,
I played
did.
the
Okay, I
original
had
Mortal
VHS
Kombat
of it.
games.
I did it.
I had the VHS
But
of
like one movie that really got me hyped for games because I really always wanted to try the series was the Doom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
still
Doom.
haven't seen the
I
Doom
saw
movie.
Doom, and I was just like,
Yeah, Dwayne Rock
I
did a good job.
really want to play the games now. I know they're not the same thing as what the movie was, but I really want to play
Yeah.
the games. And that movie really got me into it. And it came with a demo
Yeah.
Of Doom 3, right?
for Doom 3 if you have an Xbox. So if you just put the DVD into your Xbox, you could play Doom 3. I wanted an Xbox so bad just to play that demo. I literally sold a console and got one of my friends' Xbox. And actually, no, I got it for Xbox 360 and it wouldn't run the DVD. So I felt very disappointed. And then we have adaptations like Assassin's Creed where it was kind of like a lot of
I never got to see that one.
It
but
was
Yeah, it was very.
I knew it because you know why? Because I have a love-hate for this company that does adaptations of this.
What was it?
20th Century Fox.
Yeah.
They did Doom. They did well.
Oh yeah, they did really
But
well.
it's always a hit or miss with this company.
Michael Fassbender, what are you doing?
No, there's
I've
plenty
heard
of
you go into
video
things.
game adaptations where, like Street Fighter, it didn't do well.
No, actually, it is the second best.
Second best.
Second-
It's
one.
second best. Because it goes back on the story of how the Colonel, the main bad guy,
You mean M. Bison?
yeah, it goes back on his story and lets you know exactly what happened. And then when you go back to the Street Fighter, Chun-Li, the Chun-Li movie, it goes back on Chun-Li. They were supposed to do a Ryu movie, a Ken movie, and a Kuma movie.
See
a
where that went.
Freaking
Oh,
Baka movie.
I
Like,
don't know. Those movies, they just didn't do it for me. I thought they were, But then there was this new movie that
and,
came
like,
out of Street Fighter
where the
where it
freak,
had Rio and
Where
Ken.
the freak did E Honda go? Like he was in the original
no
one.
one cares about E Honda. But
Who's
like,
Honda?
he's
He's
the
the
sumo.
he's the Samoan sumo
Yeah,
wrestler.
see what I mean? And then then you have the new Street Fighter where it based around Ken and Ryu and their training.
Yeah.
And it was really well done. Dragged
Yes.
on. So
Yes.
boring.
Oh my
But
God.
it actually was based on it and it did really well, I
Like,
thought.
okay.
And it hyped me up for a new movie where they're going into the city and they were going to kick some
They need
ass.
to bring.
And they did.
You know-
They need to bring back Dark Ken and Dark Ryu. How they originally
Bring
brought
back.
them.
What are you talking about? These were
They're
introduced in Street Fighter 5.
They're doing on the Switch. Trevor was saying something. What you
There's
said?
a little Nintendo movie.
Oh, Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody,
oh my God.
Let's all discuss
You want to
that.
talk about hit? You want to talk about miss? That was a miss.
Miss.
That
That
was
was
a
a
miss.
total miss.
That was a Dragon Ball evolution of video game movies.
You know,
I don't know how they could screw that one up.
Like, how can you screw Mario up?
Is that why there's a Legend of Zelda movie? They're afraid
Yeah.
to mess it up, even though they can't possibly mess up Legend of Zelda. It'd be so easy to get it right. It'd be so easy.
this reminds me of when we did the reboot.
Cast a
when
hero.
we were talking about
Have him
reboots.
save a princess. Don't get anything in return. Have a hero.
and let's not forget about
Cast him.
Bowser in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just.
Oh my God.
He was just a guy.
he was
Come
like-
on.
Wait, Andy, what were you
See,
saying?
now, this is where it reminded me of when we had the discussion about reboots, and it was basically, you were talking about how Power Rangers did so good, but then there was, like, no other reboots that actually, they were kind of, like, pretty much shit or boring, and they didn't make it up to par. At least with these gaming adaptations, there's plenty of them that made it up to par, and then there's plenty of them that didn't do well.
Uh-huh.
So that's the thing that I like about adaptations more than the reboots, because with the adaptations, it's like more of a 50-50. With the reboots, it's like a 75-25, 25 meaning
Yeah.
it's good, 75 meaning it's
Speaking of adaptations of some of those other video games, cartoons, for
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
Transformers.
We talked about that in the last fucking
We
video.
talked about last time.
I'm gonna.
Don't.
that's
no.
basically a reboot, and it just
An
didn't do
adaptation.
well. It was an adaptation that just didn't do
But
well.
there's one adaptation that didn't do well that a lot of people kind of forget. Masters of the Universe.
That's
What?
just true.
Shut up.
There's a
Don't bring it up.
movie?
There's
This
a
is
He-Man
what's
movie.
that?
There's a He-Man
There's a-
movie.
Does he go to New York? Is that what
Yeah.
happens?
Yeah.
He-Man
New
goes to
York, because just say the 80s was popular with New York setting. Let's just say that.
New York sitting.
Yeah, tell me about it. I love George of the Jungle.
That was a good one.
That
George
is a
of the
good
was
one.
awesome.
I know, that's why I love it.
It is a
It
good
takes
one.
place in like a city, and it's like an 80s kind of deal.
G.I.
Oh,
Joe.
Oh, Pete's Dragon. That was a remake. Because
sucks.
I own the
I
original
never got
one.
to see
Pete's
that.
Dragon.
It's on
But,
Netflix.
like, don't these
Both
go...
When next time you
Pete's-
come over, we'll watch it.
Man, I don't
These-
get why you like Pete's Dragon.
Fuck you, ugly! I'm out. Bye.
And then there were three. Matt likes Pete's Dragon. That movie sucks.
That reminds me more of like reboots that just really suck.
Oh fuck! Hey, fuck you! It's hitting me. Hey.
And listen,
You knocked the pop filter
I
down.
grew
Come
up-
on.
watching Pete's Dragon.
I gotta adjust this motherfucker.
You know what movie?
Why this is
you
on-
know what year that came out? Do you want to know what
Andy,
year
help
that
me,
came
please.
out?
What year?
1950 freaking 3.
I'm sorry. You're raised on bad movies.
Oh. I
Hey.
think someone's gonna get their ass
That
kicked.
movie sucks. I'm sorry. Pete's Dragon isn't good. I know you like it, but it's not good.
What would I tell you if I? Okay, name one of the movies you had when you were a child.
When I was a child, fucking Lilo and Stitch, Treasure Planet.
No, too late.
Too late?
Too late. No, I'm talking about childhood movies like from when you were 3, 4, 5.
Shrek.
Okay, that one sucked.
Shrek is awesome!
That one sucked. I hate every single Shrek
Oh
movie.
my god.
What? Your taste has
Maybe
left me.
your taste is the one that's bad, Matt.
No, because you can appreciate
Wait, am I
Pete's
going-
Dragon
I'm
for what
going
it
the
was
wrong
made
way.
for.
Yeah, you are going
It
the
was-
wrong way, Andy.
I don't know. I'm drinking right. I'm thinking my right.
It was
and
made
that's
for
not
an
my right.
audience.
Fix my filter,
who
boy.
Is okay. What Disney
Can we
wanted to
just
do,
fuck this
because
filter?
this was like their first ever.
Matt, you
trying-
fucked this filter up. You can fix it.
Don't move the mic. We're mid-recording.
He messed the filter up.
You were going the right way.
But yeah,
Okay.
what were we talking about?
We're talking about how y'all moved on to
About
like these
cartoon-
adaptations for Disney
We're
movies
off
all
tangent.
suck.
We're off tangent. Like
You know what? Pete's Dragon was good. Jungle Book was good.
And the only
Jungle
reason
Book was
why it's
good.
good is because it has Samuel
The
L. Jackson
90s,
in it, which makes
the
everything
90s
good.
Jungle Book.
Wait, what's
I'm
Samuel Jackson
enjoying
in?
more.
Yeah.
In what?
Wait, no.
No.
Tarzan. Sorry.
That was okay. Fuck you. No. No. We aren't talking about that movie. That movie sucked.
Well, let's just say this: Disney didn't do that one.
No. Who did that
What
one?
are you talking about?
What
No,
is-
Disney didn't
Samuel
do
Jackson
that
was in
one.
a Tarzan movie.
Yes, he
Yeah,
was.
the new Tarzan movie.
It has nothing to do with Tarzan.
Technically, it's supposed to be like a sequel to it, but
It sucks.
it's not Disney.
Okay,
No.
Well,
And
let's come to more of a verdict on it. Like,
Verdict
not
on-
verdict, but like
I'll-
come
like
to
a
an end of our
closing,
discussion, a closing
like,
on our.
When it comes to
ideas.
live action adaptations, you really gotta nail the themes of the movie.
The right stuff.
It's like you can.
But there's-
the creative liberties are possible, but you just gotta nail like the message like of the movie or what you're trying to get the magic of. Like for example, like Dragon Ball Evolution, that didn't get what DBC is all about at all.
But I don't worry much for live adaptations because there's plenty of really good ones that come out, and there's some bad ones. Better than watching a reboot movie is all I gotta
It's just-
say.
It is.
Just
Because-
disappointing when there's a beloved franchise that gets an adaptation, it just isn't good.
Yeah, but like
Robin
yeah,
Shaw's
maybe
supposed to be
always-
coming out with another Mortal Kombat adaptation, and I'm gonna really love it.
Fancy schmancy.
And then we got like,
Guess who he's casting as Liu Kang?
Who?
His son.
Cool.
oh, we never talked about Ratchet and Clank.
Oh yeah, that one. Okay, I would say that
I
one.
mean, that isn't live action,
It was
But
still,
it was an adaptation.
It was an
of a movie.
adaptation.
but
Yep.
we're focusing on live action adaptations
Oh,
with like real people and real things in it.
yeah. But yeah, that's
Pete's
basically all
Dragon
we
was only
can-
half animated.
It was CG.
Yeah, they had dragons that were CG. What about Big or whatever you want to call it, the giant?
BFG.
The big, oh yeah, the big fucking gun. That's right. Yeah, I wanted to
That
see
dude's
that
awesome.
movie. I
That
didn't.
movie was great.
I didn't see
I
Doom
read
Guy
the
at all.
books. I read every single Ronald Dahl book. Out of all of those books, the BFG was my favorite.
What about?
Wait, is Doom Guy in that book?
No,
Okay.
Did they say him for the second one? It's a prequel to Doom.
no,
I love it.
Is there demons in it? Can you at least answer me
kind
that?
of.
When do they go to Mars?
They never go to Mars.
When does Earth like get fucked up?
When does
Always.
When does Doom Guy's rabbit get killed?
Yeah.
First scene.
Chronicles of Narnia.
Wait,
There's-
No, that was
that's a book.
That's a
to
book
live
Book
action.
adaptation.
I guess
Yeah.
it counts.
It falls underneath.
I mean, it's
food
live
like
action, so-
Hunger Games.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like Chronicles of Narnia. I thought it.
Aragon.
Well, we can at least know
Yeah.
that if you go to Japan and they get their live adaptations, they're at least decent,
Are they?
but they're kind of also shit. I mean, people hate Attack
Alright.
on Titan, but I
Yeah.
love it because it's basically big dudes in wetsuits and very
I
good
hate the
makeup
anime.
and going through crashing.
I'll say the anime.
They make-
I
They
hate
make-
the
they
anime. I'm the
make,
first
like-
one to say that, but the movies are good. I like the movies because I like cheesy guys.
Yeah,
in
it's
big
like,
costumes.
you know, like the old monster movies. It's basically them running through and fighting each other as giants, and then you see like crumbling fake buildings.
So how do you fix Attack on Titan? Oh, you make half of it a Godzilla film. That's how you do it.
I know, then
pretty
look at
much.
Battle Royale. Battle Royale
Alright.
did really well.
So I think we should probably.
Yeah, we
cut
should
it.
wrap this up,
So,
guys.
Thank you for listening to our dumb talks about movies again.
Sorry about my rage.
Well, again, if you've listened to the first one, if you haven't listened to the first one, please go check it out. I think it was a little more organized than
was
this one.
And
This one at the end, we just kind of
And
fucked
less,
around.
and less ragey.
Yeah. So,
Well, we still fit underneath the time limit of 54 minutes.
Oh yeah, we did. Okay
Next time, should we say what happens next time or save it for later?
Save it for later.
Save it for later.
Because we know exactly what we're doing next.
Yeah.
So see you all in the next video.
Yep.
Bye bye.
See ya,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone. Hint, it's a monster movie.
Why'd you give it away?